It looks like patch 3.4 is going to be an update that could drain your stellar jades, or even your wallet. How so? Because the first ever collaboration between Honkai Star Rail and two characters from Fate Stay Night is finally happening. While Archer will be a free unit, you will still need to spend some jades to get SABER. But don't forget, Final Spinner will also be released in the same patch, which might make things even more confusing for players, especially after seeing the ultimate animation that's already been widely shared out there. Honestly, that was a sick animation. But in this video, we are not talking about Finon, we are focusing on SABER. So is there anything about her kit that can convince players to pull for this character? Without further ado, let's break it down. But before we get started, please hit the like and subscribe button to support this channel, and let's get into it. SABER is a limited 5-star character with a wind element, following the path of destruction. She's a DPS who relies on all kinds of attacks, from her ultimate, which comes with a very high energy cost, to her enhanced basic attacks and a skill that can increase its own multiplier the more she consumes a certain stack that plays a crucial role in her kit, which we will talk about shortly. Despite having a high energy requirement, SABER has several mechanics in her kit that help her recover energy fairly easily. As for her base stats, she comes with attack of 563 and a speed of 101. Her bonus stats as she levels up include wind damage boost, crit rate, HP, and attack. To make it easier to understand her kit, let's start with her talent. When SABER enters battle, she gains one stack called Core Resonance. She can also gain this stack in another way. Whenever any ally on the team uses their ultimate, SABER will immediately gain 3 Core Resonance stacks. But that's not all. After an ally activates their ultimate, SABER's damage dealt is also increased by 40%. So what exactly is the use of Core Resonance? When SABER consumes at least one stack of Core Resonance, she restores 10 fixed energy. So how does SABER actually consume these stacks? The answer lies in her skill description. After using her skill, SABER attacks an enemy, dealing 150% wind damage to the main target and 75% to adjacent enemy. If she has any Core Resonance stacks at that moment, the skill's damage multiplier increased by 14% for every stack consumed. On top of that, if all her Core Resonance stacks are consumed, her energy will be fully restored. However, if SABER does not consume any stack when using her skill, then she will gain 2 Core Resonance stacks instead. From this skill alone, it's clear that Core Resonance plays a massive role in generating SABER's energy. But is there something in her ultimate that makes this whole system even more important? SABER has an energy cost of 360, officially making her the character with the highest energy requirement in the Honkai Star Rail game. After activating her ultimate, SABER unleashed a wind damage attack that deals 280% of her attack to all enemies. She then follows up with a bounce type attack, dealing 110% of her attack to a random enemy. But here's the catch, this bounce attack hits 10 times, meaning that in single target scenario, this ultimate can be absolutely devastating. So knowing how energy intensive this ultimate is, it makes sense why SABER kit includes multiple ways to restore energy. But the effects of her ultimate don't stop there. After using it, SABER gains Release the Golden Scepter, which is an enhancement to her basic attack. Before using her ultimate, her basic attack is not all that special. It simply deals 100% of her attack as damage to a single enemy. But once she gains Release the Golden Scepter, her basic attack transforms into AoE attack, dealing 150% of her attack as wind damage to all enemies. She also immediately gains 2 Core Resonance stacks upon receiving this enhancement. On top of that, if there are only 2 or 1 enemies remaining in the battle, the enhanced basic attack will deal additional wind damage of 150% or 70% respectively to all enemies. But that's not all, her kit doesn't end here. We still have her traces and technique to cover, so don't go anywhere just yet. Building SABER as a character won't be too difficult for most players thanks to her first trace, which gives her a bonus 20% crit rate. On top of that, when SABER first enters battle, or after using her enhanced basic attack, she gains a buff called Mana Burst. When SABER has Mana Burst and at least 1 Core Resonance stack at the same time, using her skill will fully restore her energy. After this happens, Mana Burst will be consumed and removed, but in exchange, she will restore 1 skill points for the team and will also immediately take action. So yes, SABER is a front-loaded DPS. If you noticed, a lot of her kit allows her to quickly max out her energy. even with that massive energy cost. But is it a waste if she keeps recovering energy when her ultimate is already full? Don't worry, thanks to her second trace, that excess energy does not go to waste. SABER can store up to 120 excess energy. Once she uses her ultimate, the extra energy is used up, but then it's instantly refunded with the same amount. And when the battle starts and her energy is below 40%, she will automatically recover energy until she reaches 40%. The setup is somewhat similar to Firefly, who also has high energy costs, but compensates for it through her energy recovery mechanics, making it a non-issue for players in actual combat. Aside from crit rate, SABER also becomes even more powerful once you unlock her third trace, where every time she uses her skill, she gains 50% crit damage for 2 turns. As for her technique, once SABER enters battle, she gains 35% attack boost for 2 turns, and also starts off with 2 core resonance stacks, making it even easier for her to activate and potentially spam her ultimate. So all things considered, SABER is shaping up to be a high impact for a loaded DPS unit, and that's pretty much her full kit. What do you think? Are you interested, or maybe you are considering vertically investing in this unit? If so, let's take a look at her EIDOLONS. SABER's first eidolon grants her a 50% damage boost, and after using either her basic attack or skill, she will gain 1 additional core resonance stack. Well, that means more damage multiplier for her skill and even more chances to spam her ultimate, I guess. Moving on to Eidolon 2, this one increases the crit damage of her enhanced basic attack and skill by 50%. On top of that, for each core resonance stack she has, her crit damage increases by additional 5%, stacking up to 10 times. That's potentially a total of 100% bonus crit damage just from E2 alone. Her fourth eidolon boosts her win rest span by 4%, but it doesn't stop there. After using her ultimate, this win rest span increases by another 4%, and this effect can stack up to 4 times. So that's a total of 20% win rest span, which significantly increases her damage potential against tougher enemies. Speaking of rest span, her final eidolon gives a 20% win rest span boost specifically for her ultimate damage. And when SABER enters battle for the first time, she gains 300 fixed energy, a huge boost toward getting that first ultimate off quickly. Even better, this effect can trigger again after she used her ultimate 4 times. So based on what we have seen so far, Eidolon 2 looks like SABER's base eidolon. With it, she gains an insane amount of bonus crit damage, making her damage output skyrocket. Like I mentioned earlier, SABER relies heavily on all types of attacks, from her enhanced basic attack to her skill and of course her ultimate. On top of that, since Eidolon 1 will be unlocked automatically, it gives her even easier access to ultimate spamming, which perfectly complements her kit. But once again, keep in mind this is still version 1, and her eidolons may change as new updates rolls out. That said, we haven't talked about her signature Lightcon yet, have we? So let's get going. The user of SABER's signature Lightcon gains additional 36% crit damage. On top of that, every time they use their ultimate, they also receive 40% attack boost, though it seems this effect can be stacked. Now, if the character using this Lightcon has a max energy of 300 or more, they will recover a fixed amount of energy equal to 10% of their max energy, and they will also get another 40% attack boost for 2 turns. Because of that specific energy requirement, it's clear that this Lightcon is tailor-made for SABER. However, other distraction units like Yunli or Clara can still benefit from the 36% crit damage and 40% attack, even if they cannot activate the full passive. That said, if you are not planning to pull for SABER's signature Lightcon, a solid F2P alternative would be On the Fall of the Aeon, a 5-star Lightcon that can still synergize well with her overall kit. Now that we know SABER has a very high max energy and that her ultimate is one of her main damage sources, it is safe to say that Sunday and Huohuo are crucial members when building a premium team around her. At her core, SABER is a front-loaded damage dealer, but with Sunday's support, who can advance her actions, her potential truly shines. On top of that, Sunday provides crit damage, crit rate, and even energy regen buffs. Meanwhile, Huohuo plays a dual role as both sustain unit and a team buffer, offering attack boost and energy recovery for everyone. I would also say Robin could still synergize well with SABER too, especially since SABER benefits a lot from multiple action forwarding effects, which help her charge her ultimate faster. And that wraps up our version 1 kit analysis for SABER. What do you think? Is SABER looking strong right now, or maybe not quite? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by hitting that like button and sharing it with your friends. I'll be back soon with full kit breakdowns for Archer, Finon, and all the buffed characters in version 3.4. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.